Welcome to another episode of Soundbite. And today we're going to talk about planning your 2024 tech stack. And ironically, planning for 2024 starts without looking at your tech stack at all. Before you really evaluate what technology is going to help your business, you really want to make sure your processes are in place and really well thought out and that they're working without technology or limited technology. Because ultimately, if we're trying to bring in technology to solve a problem or to fix a broken process, all we're doing is covering up an issue or an underlying issue. So, first thing we want to do is look at our current processes, our sales process, our marketing process, our client onboarding process. Make sure we have the proper flow and the proper people in place. And once we're comfortable that we have that process, then bringing technology into the mix makes a lot of sense. So, start with process first, make sure everything is aligned and working properly there, and then start evaluating what technology is going to make that more efficient and ultimately give you better data and just a lot more visibility into what's happening within your business. Once you evaluate your process, then actually going through the process of looking through technology makes sense. So, looking at things like your CRM, ERP system, accounting system, time tracking, project management tools, file sharing tools, these are all vital components of a really efficient technology stack. And we want to look at each of those and see, what do we have in place today? So we're using CRM. Are we using one? If we're not, should we be? Most likely, yes. If we are using one, is it Salesforce? Is it HubSpot? So looking through the list of tools, making sure that we really have the right tools in place within each of these categories and that we're getting the most value out of these tools, that the team is comfortable using them, that they're trained in proper usage of the technology. And then in addition to looking at those current tools and making sure they're meeting our needs, looking at budget and identifying other areas to save money, or should we be spending more money on technology? So ultimately taking an inventory of what we have in place, identifying if it's the right tool, and then identifying if the budget is proper for the tools we're using. So that inventory is really going to help us to make sure we have all the right pieces in place. And then once we look at those pieces, the last recommendation that I'll have with your planning your 2024 tech stack is, do these tools speak to each other? Are they connected? Do they need to be? In a lot of scenarios, connecting different technology makes a ton of sense. So having your CRM talk to your accounting tool, for example, makes sense because from your CRM, being able to see billing history, accounts payable, accounts receivable, open invoices, billing history, things like that within your accounts definitely can make a difference and help the sales team. Also, just giving full visibility in one system rather than have to bounce between systems definitely helps. Things like file sharing, being able to share files right from your CRM versus having a separate tool that isn't connected. Tracking time, being able to log hours back to projects, so time tracking and project management being integrated. Again, having tools being able to talk to each other, which is very common, is really going to help make you more efficient. It's going to give you better data as well. So as you evaluate your tech stack, look at the connectivity between those platforms as well and start to make progress on connecting tools when necessary. So really, in review, let's make sure your processes are locked in before we actually fully evaluate technology. Let's make sure the tools we have in place today identify any gaps in what we're using where we could actually bring on new technology or make our technology more efficient. And then look for integrations between tools to really give us a single source of truth and ultimately give us one place to look for everything we need and give us better data overall.